Well, when you think of road racing, you think of something like this.
And the round goes Chase Briscoe. Into him goes Kyle Busch. And there's a traffic jam, and Hamlin was in it. Elliott gets tagged later on around through turn 4.
I know it sounds terrible, but it's the truth. It's one of the leagues that I'm actually kind of racing in just for fun. I'm not even competing for a championship. But this league specifically is called Iris, and everyone is hating on it, and I think I know the reason why. And after my 7th title at Charlotte Motor Speedway, after racing in that league, I had never experienced something like this. Losing a championship to an underdog driver is one thing, but the community as a whole is so toxic. Here's why I hate it. A restart during the Nashville Music City 400 at Nashville, Demonic in the number 4 pulls out in front of the 29, comes down on him, wrecks the whole field, and starts barrel rolling on the front straightaway, causing a massive pileup and throwing the caution. One reason I hate it, too many cautions and not enough racing to really get positive reviews. Another reason why I hate this, just take a look at this and you'll find out why.
Oh, he's wheeling it! He's side wheeling!
Now, another reason why I'm not going to say this is bad is because, well, there are some other races that I could be doing right now that were way worse, including this NGS race, but I'm not going to talk about that. Anyways, the point being that the inexperience of these drivers, especially in D1 with the amount of wrecks, cautions, and the amount of beef that we have, and that's another word I want to say, beef. It's just the community is so toxic, and unfortunately, I have to dip at the end of the season, but I'm not going to say that I'm not going to discourage people to join the server. You could join in for yourself, but the thing is, you're not going to have a good time there. It's just going to be toxic, and the drivers are kind of inexperienced, but I'm going to save that for another video. The point being that I, unfortunately, do not have a fun time in this league, and neither should anyone who races there, because there's just so many carnage and there's just so many things I could badmouth about them right now. But I'm not going to dwell on that right now. The point being is that Iris can be good at some races, but at the same time, the drivers can either become toxic or send threats. And I'm not going to badmouth about their league because, well, I'm very kind and I'm not that type of person that just badmouths for no reason. The point being that Iris just needs to fix their behavior and their momentum, because it's not looking good heading into the off season. We're in the playoffs right now, and unfortunately things are not looking good, but we'll just see what happens from here. But I just hope that they can clean up their act, because one of the things I hate the most is that leagues don't clean up their act. I have faith in Iris, but at the same time I don't have a lot of faith in him, because he can just never fix stuff unless he gets told to by some of his coworkers. But I'm not going to dwell on that right now, but I'm going to show you some clips about why the league kind of sucks. First clip I'm going to show you is from D2 Watkins Glen. During this race, Carter was leading the race until something happened in the back with about a couple cars. But then the most chaotic thing happened heading into the carousel. Yeah, I get it's just a spin, but if you pay attention to the context, he was about to go a lap down, and there were other cars ahead of him that he almost just pulled out on, and that was probably one of the dumbest moves I've ever seen while you're racing at a road course. Second clip I'm going to show you is this is what happens when you try to race on an oval and you're about 3 or 4 wide at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Just look at this monstrous crash out of turn 4.
And 2 victories. Oh my god! Oh my, what was that? Spacey! Oh my gosh! Yeah, that's
Yeah, I get it. You're racing 3 wide at an oval, but the thing is, you're racing close pack at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and if you make one single mistake, whether you drift up the track or you get loose, you're in for a real treat, and that's exactly what happened here. I was driving the 12, and I got caught up in the wreck. As you saw there, the 40 just ricocheted into the catch fence, and that was possibly one of the worst crashes I've seen in Iris history. Now, when you think of when you think of Chicago street course, you don't think of flips, right? Well, this happened during the D2 race, and you can see what happens. Now, once again, when I say to leave space, you leave space. And guess what the drivers do? They don't. They just try to make moves way too early into turn one, which is a very narrow corner with mistakes at full stall. Now we introduce the first girl driver, aka Dot. She's fighting for a playoff spot here at Chicagoland, and while racing Salty for pretty much about mid-pack with Trey right behind, something kind of unusual happens, and you'll see in a second right here. Does it sound like Danica Patrick? Yes, it does, and I could back that up. So, Dot goes into turn one, battling with Salty side by side. Down the back straightaway, Dot gets a pretty good run, but Salty's right there on her door. They're battling side by side still into turn three. The 18 comes into view. They're battling three wide. Then the 41 comes up, gets loose by herself. Salty gets loose as well, and he spins onto pit road, which cost the both of them a chance at the win. Bonus clip, Dale edition.
The mix for revenge. Here comes Dale to pass under the line. Demonic's in it too.
Now, all I have to say to this is what a chicken shit move, and the fact that it costed me and a couple others a chance at the win would be an understatement. Now, with this one, I'm not going to dwell on it much because it did happen at Pocono, a race that was forgotten for a reason, but pretty much this just sums up what Pocono was like. Yeah, a death toll. That's what it is. So, in conclusion, Iris is not a too bad of a league, but some of the clips that you guys have just seen just proves how inexperienced some of the drivers really are, especially when it comes to the point where the pressure is on that you need to perform at your best. That's what IRL NASCAR drivers do. They try to perform at their absolute best even when the pressure's on. But in this scenario, some of these drivers, they don't handle the pressure correctly, and I feel like that's a missed opportunity for these drivers to become successful in the league and as well as IRL NASCAR, because there are some Bandolero drivers that have become successful, but not because of road racing, but because of their skills that they're developing. But road racing drivers are just lazy punks who just cannot be able to get successful in any form of racing. Even if they want to be a NASCAR driver, you have to perform at your best. You cannot just sit there and just think road racing is going to get you into NASCAR. That's not right. But I'm not going to focus on many of the people that I have seen become IRL drivers, like such as Bandoleros and go-karts and as well as midget cars. But there are some big personalities in the road racing community that have become legends that race in legend cars, in quarter midgets, and Bandoleros. And I feel like that's a great opportunity for some of these road racing drivers to take notes on what to do if they want to stay on their racing life. But that's pretty much all I've got to say. I hope you guys did enjoy the video today of reasons why I hate Iris. But I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Keep an eye out for the NASCAR Cup Series weekend at Gateway this weekend, Sunday at 3 p.m. EST. Look forward to watching that race. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon in the next video, which will be posted around the off week for the Cup Series.
And bring Team Penske their first multi-win season since season one, where Hughes in the 22 took home 2 victories. Oh my god! Oh my, what was that? Spacey! Oh my gosh!